What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man Lundy here. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. This actually isn't the first time I'm trying to film this, so fingers crossed. Today I'm going to be breaking down how we made the Wanna music video. So I'll be giving a breakdown of how we actually made the video, why we chose to do the things we did, and pretty much just how it came about. First of all, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to Anders. Like, this wouldn't have been possible without him. If you see him down in the comments, which you probably will, because he's been like one of my biggest supporters for like years now, because he's just the best, show him some love. Seriously, like, this would not have been possible without him. His patience, his willingness to persist even when what I asked of him was completely just too much.
Some good behind the scenes here.
So the fact that he didn't freak out on me during this process just says so much about his character and just him as a friend, and I'm just extremely grateful. Seriously, this would not have been possible without him. This was our first attempt together at actually making a video. I've never shot a music video on this camera before, and we kind of just made it happen. A big thank you to you, especially, for watching this video. If you decided to watch the music video, listen to the song, support the video or the song, it means more than you could ever know. Like, seriously, it means everything. But this video was shot over the course of 2 days. The locations were intentionally unintentional. They had nothing to do with the specific song in general, just because the song came out 1.5 years ago. You know, like, I just wanted to bring it to life a little bit, get our feet wet, get some practice before we took on the bigger, more important projects. But I'm glad we lost the footage because it was drastically improved the second day. It felt better, my performance felt better. You know, even though we still had some technical difficulties because I still hadn't yet stabilized the gimbal, it still worked. You know, everything happens for a reason, and it wasn't supposed to make sense in terms of the shots. You know, like, I think the biggest part of the song Wanna for me is the whole, you can't fuck with me, I stay doing what I wanna. I stay doing what I wanna. So if I want to shoot in the middle of the woods and scream my song, that means a lot to me, for no fucking reason, I'm gonna do that. And if people want to judge me, so be it, you know, but everybody has their own life. You don't have to like the song. I like the song. My songs are gonna get better. You can go back and listen to my songs from 4 years ago and my song from yesterday. Drastically different. So it's just baby steps, improvement. And that's all I can focus on, is the next step, getting something else done and moving on to the next thing. So even though it's not the best video in the world, it is a video. I'm happy with how the edit turned out. Welcome to my TED Talk. It is your man Lundy here. I'm going to be breaking down a couple portions of the edit itself, why I decided to edit the way I did, a couple different things here and there that I've been asked about by people, just, you know, curiosity, all that fun stuff. So we are here. I'm going to give the sauce, all of my secrets. With that being said, right out the gate for me opening up this project, I fucked up quite massively. Like, in comparison to the video on YouTube and the actual volume of the song itself, it's much quieter. So the music video is down like 14 dB from what the song actually is. It's funny how fucking 3 weeks after the fact I figured that out. Regardless, we're here for a purpose. First thing I'm gonna break down is going to be why I edited it the way I did. So pretty much zooming in here a little bit, you'll be able to see the peaks of the song itself. A lot of the time it was usually just like a snare drum, a kick drum, maybe something to keep the certain flow of the music video going. So that's kind of why I made the edit the way it is. So it was really just whatever felt right. I told Anders with every single shot just to have fun with it, you know, be creative, do your thing, just because he was the DP. You know, I trust him more than anybody, and especially since he can see me through the camera and I can't see myself. So it was pretty much just back and forth, us bouncing ideas off of each other, and whatever worked, we executed. We didn't think too much about it, which helped the process exponentially. So I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video that there were a few times where I messed up the white balance on the camera itself. So what you're seeing right now
is straight out of camera. So the reason it looks like this was because I had the camera on incandescent when we were shooting outside. So this camera setting should have been used indoors. It was my fault entirely for not changing it. But this is what it looks like without any effects, any color correction whatsoever, just to try to fix it to make it look normal. So that's a little fun fact. That was an accidental shot. It wasn't supposed to look like that, but I needed 60 FPS B-roll. With this tree transition here, I masked every single frame. There's no way around that. Pretty much erased a certain part of the video itself in order to overlap and play the next shot. Every single frame. You gotta move it over, you gotta move the mask. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. Keyframing, simple masking gets the job done. Here, again, we have another one of those fun 60 FPS shots shot in incandescent. So the white balance was just completely wrecked. You can see here what it looks like by itself before the color effects. It just looks so bad. The other videos are better, that's what matters. From there, I turned the opacity all the way down. I put the blend mode on divide, so it would kind of pull apart the colors and just blend it and mesh it into the layer underneath it. For the glitch effect, it was literally just a wave warp VHS glitch effect. I kind of tweaked the settings a little bit just so it wouldn't look super blocky and weird. I wanted it to look like a hologram per se. The idea just popped into my head, so I just executed. Like, I don't know why I did it. Honestly, it was probably because I didn't want to see this footage go to waste, so I just made it work. With those effects added, thankfully, kind of blended the colors in a little bit more so it didn't look so off. Simple keyframing, a little bit of time remapping on the 60 FPS shot so it would match this exact point when both shots were going up. Oh, Lord, I pray, all that fun stuff. So this is what the footage looks like straight out of the camera. This is after the color correction. Very minor adjustments. I wanted to go with like some blue tones just to kind of match the feel of the song. I'll show you on a different shot. So that's without the color correction. That's with it. You know, very minor details, just making the colors pop a little bit more, you know, a little bit more contrast, tiny bit of exposure, and then once again bringing it back to that saturation. Like, it really made a big difference. It doesn't take much. Most of the locations we saw, we shot right then. You know, there was no scouting beforehand. There was no trying to find the perfect spot and what would work best. It's like, we have 2 hours to do this. We need to do this.
So the biggest focus was definitely just execution, just making sure that I had enough to choose from in the edit, hoping that I could pull something out of my ass. And it kind of worked out. It's not exactly how I saw it in my head, but it was decent enough to move on to the next thing and put it out into the world and just move on, make something better. And I know a lot of people probably feel the same way, especially in this day and age. It's like, oh, cool, what's next? I'll show you. But seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you if you stuck with me to this point. Thank you especially if you've been here long enough to see the progression from my first music video to the Wanna music video, from my first song to my most recent song. I promise we're only getting started. Like, this is really only the beginning. I just can't wait to show you guys what's next. Just baby steps, one video at a time, one song at a time. Thank you guys. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It has been your man, Lundy. Peace out.
Got dibs on the back on winning. Looking to go. Putting on the afterburners.